Sorry, I had a cough.
Straight out of Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your host E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten. Coming straight out of Gotham.
Everybody out in the DC universe, welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 76. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows in the network by heading on over to BOF, clicking the drop down, and you will see a buffet of content for you to just dive into. I am your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River, senior contributor to Batman on Film. I'm Peter M. Vera, and today we're recording on the evening of May 19th, 2022. And as always, we have a great show for you today. But before we get into the good stuff, I'd like to remind you, all our faithful listeners, that it's time to rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts. And we read your review on air. You're going to win a prize pack. So make sure you get those reviews in. We actually, we haven't done a show in a while. I'm going to hop on Apple Podcasts. We actually have a review winner, so I'm going to read it on air. I'll talk about it with a champ, and we'll mail you your prize back. So we do have a winner for last month, and May is still ongoing, so get your May reviews in. Now, let me introduce you to my partner in crime, the man who won the 2012 Breezy Point Shuck-Off Championship in the Clan Division, a fellow Batman on Film contributor. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of Long Island, the greatest man to walk the face of the earth.
Oh, Jesus.
Eric Holzwood.
I can't live up to that one. Wow.
I'm Artie, the strongest man in the world. It's like one of those.
It is shucking season, though, because it's clamming and oyster season here, so it is shucking season. On Long Island. So yes, it's a fun time. This is the best time of the year to live in this part of the country, I believe. After Christmas in New York City, I feel like summertime in this area, because you can go back to it's starting to get warm, you go back to the beach, you start to do outdoorsy things. So I'm looking forward to the summer and the rest of the spring. But Pete, since we last spoke, we took a little bit of a break because you had a birthday, number one.
I did.
And so how was that? How was your birthday?
Birthday was fun. Had say a little bit of a gathering, a little crawfish, a little beer.
Yes.
So a little
your
rain.
Annual, yes. Your annual nice. Crawfish fest. How did it go this year? I could not make it.
Oh man, they're good. They are absolutely delicious. If you're a big seafood person, I highly recommend having your own little crawfish boil.
So did you go?
Perfect mixture of shrimp and lobster.
Seriously, I went last year and it was fantastic. You did a great job. And this year again, the weather didn't cooperate, so I felt bad for you because I was like, you can't seem to win when it comes to the weather.
It's all right. Food's good though.
Yeah, the food was fantastic last year. So did you go with the same seasoning, the same amount of everything that you did last year? Did you change anything? Did you keep it?
I added a whole bottle. I forget if they maybe announced cayenne pepper. I added a whole bottle.
Oh wow.
Whatever an ounce, whatever the seasoning was. It was cayenne pepper. I added a whole bottle of that. So excuse me. So yeah, that was the only real difference actually. I tried to add more. It wasn't as spicy as I wanted it to be either, so maybe some more. I'll try to figure out a way. I've seen videos. I've tried to do some research, and I've seen people put jalapenos actually in them. So maybe I'll give that a shot. I like jalapenos myself, so I think. Yeah,
I wonder if there's like a different, because I know you do the Old Bay, right? You do.
Last 2 years I used Zataran's crab boil.
Zataran's, right?
And I use liquid crab boil. That's a what's it called? like it's not like a rub. What's it called? You shake it like I don't know, a powder. Like I use that or the liquid concentrate crab boil and put that in a pot with just some vegetables. It comes out really good. Shrimp comes out good. It's so good. It's delicious. Probably my favorite like seafood meal outside of Seven Fishes around Christmas time.
Well, yeah. I also like the seafood. So, and like I told you, I think I said around Christmas time, my sister does the fishes, not the traditional ones, but she does do the fishes. Nice. So we enjoy it. Like I think I said this, her first landlord was an Italian woman and she taught her how to do all the stuff. So
yes, I remember the story. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So she does it for us, for her family, which is awesome because again, it's not something that we would ever do. So, and I love it. It's fantastic. So that's great. So happy birthday very quickly. And I just want to, extend that on air to you. I know it's a little late. Did you get any gifts you want to share with people that you're happy about? Or?
My brother got me that cool McFarlane red, the Batman statue. That was really cool.
Nice.
I'm trying to think anything else Batman-y related. That's actually kind of it. It was kind of a Batman light. My buddy Luca actually came up and got me he brought a Batman pinata. Actually, that was fun. So I got to break a pinata for the first time in like 30 years.
That's pretty damn cool.
I can't remember the last time I broke a pinata, so that was fun. So shout out to him. It was really cool.
That is cool. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was great. But
all right, so yeah, like we said, it has been a while since we've recorded. I feel like we take a break around your birthday every year.
Recovery time.
So we have some news to get into, guys, and we're going to start real quickly with the trailers. There's been a bunch of trailers.
Before we do this,
yes,
I want to get the review winner out there. So, our review winner is DJ Eisenbraun.
Khaled?
Outstanding pot. What? Yeah, DJ. This is DJ Khaled's brother. Outstanding podcast. Eric and Pete have one of the best podcasts there is. Their chemistry between the two is unmatched, bringing all the news you want to hear in a way that'll keep you fully entertained. You'll get everything you need about comic book movies and TV shows with a little bit of sports and food talk mixed in. They are also fun to follow on Twitter. So, DJ Eisenbraun, 5-star review. Thank you very so much. Appreciate it. You have won our monthly contest for April. Be sure to email us at straightogpodcast@gmail.com. Reach out to us on Twitter. Like you said, we're a must follow, so check us out there. Whether it's a show handle or one of our personal accounts, just reach out to one of us and we'll get you your prize back. We'll exchange information. Thank you for listening and appreciate the great review.
I know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
That's Doug. That's our boy Doug. I know Doug.
Well, Doug won. There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Doug.
Yeah, brother. Thank you again for listening, of always, and for the support. I will be having Doug and I like to share. We're both German, so we like to share a German recipe. So I will be putting schnitzels. One up. I will be posting another German recipe soon, man. So look out for it because I'm going to be making rouladen very soon.
What is that?
It's rolled steak with bacon in the middle of it.
Nice.
And usually some pickled relish.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's very good. So I'm going to be making that soon, and I will post.
What's it called?
Rouladen.
Rouladen.
Yeah, it's Rouladen.
All right.
So yeah. There you
go.
So if you ever want to check that out. All right, congratulations, Doug. And again, contact Pete or me, or email us, and we can we get your prize back out to you as soon as possible. So, like I said, we had some trailers come out. There's a lot of movies, some shows. First, I want to start with the most fun one, I think, of the bunch was the DC League of Superpets. We had a teaser trailer of this not too long ago, which I thought was fantastic and kind of focused mostly on Batman. This one really kind of focused on the pets, and I don't know, like it's a fun idea. Obviously, they drop little hints, and they might drop some little controversial things that are going on with in actual life. But it's Dwayne Johnson is Superman, right? And
No, he's Crypto.
Oh, he's Crypto. Yes, Dwayne Johnson's Crypto, and then Batman's dog.
Ace is Kevin Hart.
It's Kevin Hart. Yeah. So they're the two main ones, and there's a bunch of other things that go on. Obviously, Superman and Batman factor in it as well, and this just looks like a really cute movie, a really fun movie, and I can't wait to see it. So, what about you, Pete?
This thing looks like a blast. It may I'm hoping it would end up rivaling Lego Batman for like funniest Batman movie. Yeah. Even though it's probably more of a Crypto Superman style movie.
Right.
But maybe like funniest DC animated film. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, with Kevin Hart,
I imagine there's a lot of you've got Kevin Hart, The Rock and Kevin Hart are really good together.
They are,
and this is definitely one of those movies that's in between for it's just right for kids, and it's just right for their parents or the adults. Like it's perfectly down the middle. It's like, oh, over their heads, oh, we got it. So I think this is going to be I think this is going to be huge. I really do. I think this is going to make some, for as good as a DC animated movie about, talking dogs can do. And, everyone loves dogs. I think, dog people go see this movie.
Yeah.
It's like every time I watch this trailer, I just want to go hug my dog. So
do you think it could be like Into the Spider-Verse, that kind of a film?
I don't know if it's that big, because that's actually a Spider-Man movie. This is still at its core, Superman's dog. It's Crypto. It's a movie about Crypto. Like,
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it will exceed expectations. I'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. But I'm not saying it's going to make like mega bucks, but I think it's going to do a lot better than it probably should.
Yeah, I think the combination of the animals and the superhero stuff, I think it's a good mix, and I think we'll probably get, like you said, parents who like, parents who like dogs and superheroes and their kids and everyone. I think it'd be a really fun family film, and like with shows like SpongeBob and other shows.
Exactly.
Right. The jokes for the adults will get, the kids won't. And that'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to this. But if you haven't seen the trailer, guys, go check it out. You can check it out anywhere, obviously YouTube, anywhere else you want to find it. The DC website has it as well. Moving right along, and this is the trailer that I honestly didn't care about, and I still don't. And I'm talking about Avatar: The Way of Water. Look, when Avatar came out, I was into the movie.
Ago. What? When did it come out?
2009 it came out.
Jeez. Wow.
So it's been 13 years since the first movie came out. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I think I saw it twice in the theater. So like I really enjoyed this film, but I just don't care now. And the trailer is whatever. Like it's fine. It's nice. It's kind of, it really focuses on the avatars. We don't see any of the human stuff that we got in the first one. So I don't know how much of that is going to be there, but for me, I don't really care. I really don't. It's terrible to say, but I don't. This thing has passed in my head. It's my headspace. It doesn't even live there anymore. So I really don't care. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I'm kind of with you. I didn't care about the first one. It's like it's one of those movies where I'm like, oh, this movie's long, like it's one of those for me. Visually, I was like, wow, this looks really good. I was like, this looks like you spent 13 years making it. So visually, it looks really impressive. Do I really care about the story? I don't even honestly remember what it is. I didn't like the first one, so I don't really care. It's been too long. I'm kind of with you. Like, I'm just like, okay, I decided on mine. Like, I forgot about this thing.
Right.
Which kind of bums me out, because I'm like, man, I wish I could have got some really good James Cameron. I hope this movie's as good as it, Cameron made it out to be. Like, to be brutally honest, like he could have made some great movies in the 13 years he was making these two.
You're right. And he's said a lot of stuff. He has said a lot of things about filmmaking and
other people's films. So
he's been very opinionated.
I hope this movie is everything they want it to be, but me personally, it's not really my thing.
Yeah, and
I'm way more into Star Wars than this.
And it is my thing. Like, I like science fiction, so this is my thing. Like, this is in my alley.
Right.
I just don't care. I really don't. But far be it from me to tell anyone else how to feel or think. If you guys loved it and want to see it again, go definitely check it out. Check out the trailer. I actually saw this trailer too before I saw Doctor Strange. It was one of the ones they showed. It did look pretty damn good on this big screen. I'll say that. Visually, you're right. It's stunning.
Yeah,
but
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but that's about it. That's about the only thing I cared about, and it looked cool. So moving right along, we got a couple of other trailers about, one is a Netflix film, and sorry, there's two Netflix ones. First one is a film. It's Predator. It's a Predator film called Prey, actually. It's not Predator. It's a very short trailer. It's it kind of is just a little teaser trying to give you an idea of what it's about. Suspenseful, I'll give it that. I would probably check this thing out anyway. I'm one of those people, anytime something Predator, I usually go see it. I saw the last movie, which was kind of
Yep.
So I would check this out anyway, but the trailer is pretty good. It does kind of give you a little taste of what you're going to get. And it's a common type of thing that they show in it. So what did you think?
I dug the trailer. I don't know when this movie necessarily takes place. I don't, timeline wise.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know when it takes place in a time, it could happen within a specific timeline of just the Predator franchise or within humanity itself. So you're kind of like wondering, okay, so where are we? It could be present day. It could not.
Right.
It does kind of remind me of Robert Rodriguez, like Predators. Right. It seems very simplified. Trying to get back to what was like really good about Arnold's movie, kind of jungle Predator type thing. I think that's what they're going to go for.
Exactly.
I'm digging it. And with you, last one wasn't a fan, especially the ending. The ending's horrible. It's probably one of the worst endings I've ever seen in a movie. That's just me though.
Very left field. It was very left field kind of ending.
It's so bad. The movie actually, I was really into it until the ending. The ending of the whole movie for me. But I'm into this. This looks cool. I'm into this.
Yeah. So again, I would check this out regardless, but the trailer does kind of give you those old kind of Predator type feel with what they show. So check that out. Let's see how that goes. The other one to me that I want to talk about was fantastic, and that's the Resident Evil series that's starting. The teaser trailer for that, in my eyes, was really, really good. You see, it's a little bit. It's short. It's not a very long, like it's a short teaser type thing. But you see what you'd want to see from a Resident Evil game in this, and to me, this is more in the spirit of what Resident Evil is than the movies were. So,
yeah, I agree with you. It seems to be closer to what the games were than what the original movies were.
Right.
It seems to also be just a little bit better. Right. It just already, I feel like the writing, the tone in the movie is stronger. Whereas I feel like what was her name? Alice. The Alice Resident Evil movies are all just mindless action. And while I enjoy that, I don't. It's great watching her just kill zombies left and right. Like I like it. Right. So I'm always down for more zombies. Me personally. But I'm interested to see where this goes. Because I'm okay. So like Raccoon City seems kind of more contained than probably I'm used to. Right. I always thought maybe Raccoon City is more of a kind of like city in the forest, where this kind of felt like it was like a town in the Pentagon, right? Like,
the scope is the scope seems a little smaller.
It kind of gives me like vibes of that Apple TV show Severance a little bit. I wanted to see what it's about. I'm very interested.
Yeah, and the song they chose, which was "I Like to Teach the World to Sing," which was used famously in the Coke ad in the 70s, was perfect. Just because it's this sing-songy, happy type song, and then you see all this
sing-songy.
Yes, you see all this destruction going on in the background.
I love that term. Man.
So it's a perfect kind of a song for this trailer, but this one I'm definitely going to watch. This I was kind of on it, but this trailer's actually piqued my interest.
You went from to okay.
So I'm definitely going to give this a watch now, which I might not have done before. So we have a couple more we're going to go through. The first I will talk about is the DC animated Green Lantern film, Beware My Power.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. This was It's a Jon Stewart vehicle, so he's obviously not Hal Jordan, so it's nice to have another Green Lantern get some shine. So that was very cool, and it's pretty faithful to the story from what I know of it. So, I think they hit a lot of the beats that you'd want from it, at least in the trailer from what I saw. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this looks really cool because we haven't gotten a Green Lantern movie, an animated movie, in so long. I always forget the order. I can't remember if First Flight came out first or if it was Emerald Knights.
Right.
I can't remember. But Jessica Cruz has popped up in a couple Justice League movies. That's great because she's a great Green Lantern in herself. So she's been popping around. So you had Green Lanterns in and around animated DC films, but to get Jon Stewart his own solo movie is cool. It bums me out that Hal Jordan's got to be dead for Jon to kind of shine. We'll see what happens. But it's cool. I want to see what Sinestro is all about here. Interesting to see that him and Jon go at it. And I'm curious to see just how they play it out. It seems to be. Green Arrow seems to play a significant role.
Yeah.
Which kind of, now that, unfortunately Neil Adams has passed, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, he was a big part of, obviously. Right. Obviously his Green Lantern was Hal. But, it kind of gives me vibes of that. So we'll see what the other members of the Justice League are like as well. Martian Manhunter's in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. It seems to be kind of Jon's origin story, and I'm not sure if it's Ganthet who is passing and gives him the ring. So it's kind of similar to Hal's origin. We'll see how it plays out. I'm interested. I like it because it's like it's different enough to the point where I don't know what to expect. But then I'm like, okay, I kind of have do I have gripes? Do I have questions, critiques? I'd be interested to see what Donnie has to say about this myself. Yeah, I'm curious. I still have to see the Catwoman one, man. I'm far behind on these, actually. It's hard enough keeping up with these live action shows. I still have to watch that Justice League World War II movie, Justice Society.
That was pretty good.
I have to watch that, and I have to watch Catwoman.
I didn't watch Catwoman either, so I got to watch that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. I did.
I wonder if they're on HBO Max yet. I could just buy them on iTunes.
I did watch recently Superman Doomsday again. Because I hadn't seen
the original one?
Yeah, because I hadn't seen it so long. So I'm like, let me watch it again.
I have it right here. I have the DVD, man, from when it first came out.
So I watched it again because it was on HBO Max. I was bored, and I'm like, I want to watch something Superman. So I put that on.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is interesting.
The death of Superman is much better, but I like having both versions of that.
Yeah, this one is kind of fast forwards through some of the stuff.
Here it is. Look at it.
But it's still a good tale. It's still a good tale, and it was.
I have fun with it. So, I have fun with it. It's just it is what it is. It's a fun. Oh, it's not fun. Superman's dead. But it's I remember when it came out at the time, I was like, oh wow, they're adapting the death of Superman to an animated movie. This is the true meaning of adaptation back in the day.
Yeah,
it's similar. It's so different, but it's similar.
Yep. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that because we were talking about the DC animated shows we've been missing, but I just threw that on, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
But I'm pumped to see Jon get some love here. Hopefully, that leads to this Green Lantern show on HBO Max, and I know Zalva's talking about more movies, but whatever.
What you call him, Zalva?
What's his name? Zalva? What's his name?
Zaslav.
Zalva? Whatever his name is.
Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about that in a minute.
Big DZ. I know he said a lot of things.
Yeah, we're gonna.
This guy's he's gonna be great for fandom. I can't.
We're gonna dissect that a little bit. It wasn't in the rundown, but it's in my head. So I want.
What's his name? Zaslav.
David Zaslav.
Zaslav.
Yes. All right, but we have one more trailer, and this was probably the biggest trailer release of the past week.
Oh, this is an all-timer.
And I'm talking about She-Hulk. Now, before I start talking about the trailer, a lot of the reactions I'm watching, I'm like, did you not read the synopsis of this thing when they were talking about what they were making? They said it was going to be a comedy, and it is a comedy.
Well, look, She-Hulk is never really uber serious, especially with the She-Hulk it looks like they're going for, which is kind of it's a combination of like Slott and Byrne. I said Perez. I'm sorry, George is on my mind. Byrne. It seems like it almost kind of seems to just kind of split that divide. Really, the perfect balance of the two. Because I can see like the goofy humor of the Byrne run, and then I can see the serious, more kind of, She-Hulk and Court of like the Slott stuff.
That's gonna be great. That is gonna be great.
No, and I'm looking forward to both. And like Eric, I mean, I've been prepping for this, man. I've been binge reading She-Hulk, man. I've been enjoying it. I can't wait, and I like because it's fresh in my mind. Like I'm like, oh man, like this is great. And She-Hulk's great because she's not as serious. Like at some point, Frogman's in the trailer, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Like she's going to do some goofy stuff, some really lighthearted things. She'll save, like, I don't know, the city by accident, but she always comes out on top. But it's always a good mix of like real world, right? Like, like a woman living on her own in the city there's definitely some relatability at times when it comes to like She-Hulk and her situation. Like it's cool to see that person, reflected, and it's because it's different than these other heroes. She just is. She's a hustling attorney. She's Bruce Banner's cousin.
Yeah.
It lends itself for a lot of humor, and depending on what era you read, there's more humor than not. But this is going to be fantastic, man.
We get an extension of the Hulk that we saw in Endgame in this trailer. It's the same Hulk that we saw there. So
I'm excited for more Hulk, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry. How long, Eric? I've been complaining about this for years. How the Hulk's been treated, and the fact that like this looks like quality Hulk. Like I'm still iffy on his cameos in all the Avengers movies post Ultron, to be brutally honest, but. This seems like it's decent Hulk, and I'm into it, and we'll see. I that one interaction with her, like, because he's gotten full control. Like he is fully utilized and realized, and he knows how to control himself. And she's raw, and and it's just like, oh wow, and he's trying to calm her down, and it's like, oh man, like it got me thinking because I was like, it took them how long to get to She-Hulk? Like imagine. If Warner Brothers took this long to get to like Robin.
Well, I think Robin's probably a little more high priority, but
no, I'm just saying, like it's just this sidekick, like like Bucky was introduced in Captain America 1. I'm trying to think.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's a good point. Just kind of like playing devil's advocate. Like imagine how people would be complaining if it took them like 10 years to get to Robin, but we got 10 years of amazing Batman. So.
Right. Cinematically, I mean, obviously we got Robin on Titans.
It probably will take 10 years. Probably 3 movies will take 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. But probably the biggest complaint I would think about the She-Hulk trailer is, of course, the CGI.
I don't know why people are complaining about this, Eric. I don't understand. We all know why. It's not like no one's lying to you. I know everyone thinks that. I want to see like baseball Twitter be like, John Heyman's lying. He was not traded to the Marlins. You're a liar. Like, I want to see one be like, Shams isn't telling us the truth. LeBron's not hurt. Like,
well,
I want someone like, it's funny because no one questions like sports writers, but like entertainment writers are like, I don't trust him.
Well, no one questions some sports writers. Like if Woj releases something in the NBA, everyone believes it. If Adam Schefter does it in the NFL, everyone believes it.
Right?
Buster in baseball, probably everyone believes it.
I feel like Humberto's reached that level of his industry.
That's true. Maybe.
He's been hustling the game for a long time.
That's true.
He's worked his way up from Latino Review to Heroic Hollywood to the Rap. I don't know why you would be like, this guy has got an agenda. He's lying here.
Right. Well, we got some confirmation in the form of Hiram Garcia, who was talking about how Black Adam was delayed because of the CGI, because of the backlog in CGI. And I'm sure that impacted other studios like Marvel. Probably had something to do with what people thought was shaky CGI in Moon Knight. And then in this
did
trailer,
you think it was? I didn't have a problem with Moon Knight. I thought Moon Knight looked great. Do I need to go to an optometrist?
No, I thought it was fine. I think people who picked on it, maybe they're being a little more critical.
Like the one scene when he's jumping around on rooftop, I'm like, you expect Oscar Isaac to move like that?
I think what people are noticing is the rougher edges of it, and you do see some of that in certain parts of the show. And like I said, in the She-Hulk trailer,
think it's that bad?
There are shots in it where I was kind of like, wow, yeah, that's bad.
I need you to tell me when these are. I need to see these. I'm sorry. Maybe I don't pay attention.
It's weird to me because the scene when they're looking up at the sky and Khonshu's kind of spinning it, I thought that looked great. Like that was kind of a great looking scene. But then there's some scenes where Khonshu kind of looks rough.
I thought Khonshu looked awesome the whole time out. Okay. I mean, if you were like that, the big lizard was a bit much. I'm like, all right, I get you.
Or people have problem with I forget the hippo. Tuaret, is that the hippo's name? Tuaret.
Really? People are complaining about the hair? Like, wow.
Yeah, some people have problems
with that. I hate Twitter.
But again, Twitter. I always say, I'm like, if it's not taking you out of the story, then what's the big deal? That's my opinion. If the CGI isn't, you're not watching like, oh God, I can't even focus on the screen, it's so bad. Then what's the problem? Like, I don't understand. So, but it was nice to get Hiram Garcia again talking about Black Adam. So it's another person verifying that we have all of this, all this backlog with digital effects.
Doesn't it make sense though, considering like for like 2 years, it was like trying to pull teeth to get anything to come out?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why people think like this isn't like a real thing. Like, and it's funny because like it's like No Way Home. It's like, give us a trailer, and then you get it. You're like, oh, it's underwhelming. It's like, you guys suck, right? Like, I'm not saying it happened for that, but that's what it's like. It's like you're begging for it. You want to see it, then you get it. And you're like, like
I know.
I was like, yeah, they gave you unfinished work, but you get the idea. Like, you know, like. Stop! It's gonna look better,
right? Like
they work on these things till the day they come out,
right? There's always in some trailer where you're looking, you're kind of like, oh, that was kind of rough, and then when you see the movie, they clean it up. So, I think that's probably what's going to happen here with all these visual effects now that we're getting. But again, even if people did have problems with Moon Knight, they probably went from having maybe 30 people working on it. I'm just throwing numbers out there to maybe half that, maybe 15. So,
and I don't keep comparing it to Avatar because they've been working on Avatar for a decade.
Look, that's all that thing has going for it in my eyes. So like, they better have killer CGI.
Yeah, they have great CGI. They've been doing it for 10 years.
I know. It's crazy. You're right. Like that's something, but that's what that movie is. So that better be good. Yeah. That's how I look at it. Like that's what people go to see more for that. Speaking of who people go to see, I know for me in the first Suicide Squad, one of the people I wanted to see was Viola Davis play Amanda Waller, who she was fantastic. And of course she reprised her role in the Suicide Squad and in Peacemaker. And apparently she is getting her own show on HBO Max. Now, with all the news that we're hearing from your favorite guy, David Zaslav, things he's been talking about.
I don't know if that's his name or you're making fun of me.
No, that's really his name. But news came out. News has come out today. Not today, but the last couple of days, actually, that he kind of wants to not really focus on original programming for HBO Max, which I'm kind of like, okay, now we have these shows being listed. And when I read this article, I said the same thing to myself. I'm like, wow, is this going to be one that eventually gets axed? Now, having an actress of Viola Davis on board, I don't think you'd want to do that because she's just so fantastic. But who knows going forward? However, if there is, I'm watching this thing.
Yeah, this thing sounds awesome. Especially, right? She was great in the first movie. She was great in the sequel. She was great in Peacemaker.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe she's on the run. I have no idea. Maybe she's trying to fix things politically. It'd be interesting. I'd love to see more out of Bio.
Yeah. See
where that character goes. And whatever cameos follow, because I feel like there's going to be someone who pops up, whether it could be Peacemaker or it could be, I don't know, maybe Deadshot pops up. I have no idea.
Yep.
Or anyone, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Will Smith could use the
yeah, I'm sure he could use a check right now.
The rehabilitation too, as well. So maybe they'll bring him back for this. But you're right. The last time we saw her was at the end of Peacemaker. and she was outed, right?
Yeah.
Like she was outed for being behind.
I basically just ratted her out.
Right. So it seems like that's where this show is going to pick up from and going forward. So of course, I love her. I'll watch anything she's in. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. And Amanda Waller to me is the best thing about the first Suicide Squad. So I'm totally down.
I think there's a lot good about that movie.
No, I like the movie. I'm one of the people who actually like that movie, but she's to me the best thing about the movie. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's a great.
I know Reno loves Leto in that movie. I know Reno loves Leto.
Oh, huge fan. He says it's his favorite interpretation. That's what he says.
He's like Leto, Joaquin,
so
Jack, Heath, Romero. I think that's.
I believe you're right. I think that's exactly the rundown that we got. So Pete, just real quickly, talking about the Zaslav stuff and the news that we got about HBO Max, what do you think that means going forward?
I think he wants to lean heavily on the films. He says he wants to release 25 movies a year.
Right.
Clearly this is the complete opposite of what Jason Kilar was doing when he was pushing HBO Max. Maybe this is going to mean a theatrical release for Batgirl.
Yep. I believe that it will.
He did say though that movies belong, like something along the lines like movies should be on the big screen or something like that, and then like shows or the places shows or what streams. So something like Peacemaker, this Viola Davis Amanda Waller show, I think that'd be safe.
Right.
But something like Batgirl may not be destined for HBO Max and may end up theatricals. Where that's kind of where I'm leading. Like that may be one of the 25.
Yeah. Well, one show that we got word really quickly, much to my chagrin, I guess, is Wonder Twins will not be going forward. That movie will not be moving. And I personally wanted to see this. So the fact that it was such a small budget that they're cutting it, that's kind of what makes me wonder what's really going on in his head here for HBO Max moving forward.
I really feel like he's like, why are we doing these kind of unpopular characters?
Yeah, that's fair.
But at the same time, you're like, you could see like, why is Marvel doing Moon Knight? And like, I get you, but like maybe he just thinks we need people to watch now, so we need something a little bit more recognizable on the screen.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been a tough sell. That's fair. That's definitely a fair, that's a fair thing to say. But I feel bad for the two actors who were cast who just recently found out about it, and now they're being told that the thing is not going forward.
I mean, remember Nicolas Cage's Superman and Superman Lives. Remember he went through test fittings and all that jazz. So, Joe Manganiello, he's another one. That's Hollywood. That's how show business works.
You're 100% correct. That is they're prepared for that. They know these things could happen. So yes, especially when there's a sale of a studio, you never know what's going to happen on the other side, and that's what happened here. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe we'll see them in some other project going forward. I don't know where they would fit,
possibly,
but I'm kind of hoping maybe for these two actors that they'll get some shine somewhere down the line to be Wonder Twins, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward. So I don't know about you, Pete, but my Wonder Twins get kind of sweaty during the summer. So that's why the kings of crotch comfort, Manscaped, have spent 2 years designing the most comfortable boxer briefs out there. I've had the honor of testing out these new boxers, and I can say it's the softest fabric of any underwear. So breathable that it's like gills for your groin. They even trademarked the jewel pouch so you know it's serious. I think it's time you invest in your family jewels, so let your bulge breathe and get 20% off and free shipping by using code Gotham at manscaped.com. So yes, they have these new underwear, obviously. As we know, they have their 4.0, their lawnmower 4.0, the weed whacker, the skin safe technology. These new underwear have something called the jewel pouch, which they say it's designed to cradle your boys in their own special space, lined with perforated performance fabric to keep them well ventilated.
I love the original pair of underwear they sent us. I thought those are great. They are the most comfortable underwear ever. So if they're improved, then I can only imagine it's like wearing nothing. Yeah,
we both love those boxers. They are good. They're really fantastic. And everything that they've sent us so far has been great. I really don't have any kind of...
We're very lucky.
Yes.
Have comfortable underwear.
And as guys, summertime, it gets a little sticky down there from time to time. So
nobody wants swamp ass.
It's true. Nobody wants swamp ass. No one wants the bat wings. If you don't know what that means, look it up.
That's right.
So yeah. So again, guys, these are coming out now. They're up. You can go buy them on manscaped.com. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code Gotham on manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code Gotham at manscaped.com. Once the Boxers 2.0 touch your sack, you'll never go back.
I believe that. There you go.
All right. So moving right along, as we know, the sad news we got, one of the sad pieces of news we got during the pandemic was when we heard that Chadwick Boseman had passed away, and he from colon cancer. He had a silent battle with colon cancer. And of course, his most famous role was definitely as Black Panther. It was a global phenomenon. It was the first comic book film ever nominated for Best Picture. And as we also know, when he passed away, they decided not to recast the character. We have both talked about it. We both said we think they should. But one of the characters in it is the character of Everett Ross, who was in the first film and played by Martin Freeman. And he is coming back. And he recently spoke about filming this again. And he said it was strange, that side of it. On the one hand, you're making the film that you're there to make, and there are scores and scores of people on set joined in this endeavor to make the film. But there's also no question that at the heart of it, there's quite a gap now, and you felt it. With full respect to Ryan Coogler and everybody else who's sweating and bleeding to get this thing done properly, it was fun. And he says he'd like to continue playing this part. So it was kind of sad reading that.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
Boseman was so great in that role. He was such a great human being. It's sad.
Yep. And he doesn't give anything away. He just says that there's a lot of great characters in Wakanda. Mm. And he says that going forward, it's probably going to be as he put it, it's nicely simpatico. His character is nice and simpatico for the story. So we'll see what happens going forward. But it's still sad news. Every time I read something about it,
I know
it kind of brings you back to that. Yep. It brings you back to that point. But I still hope they recast him somewhere down the line. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen though.
Right. And we don't know the story, so it's hard to say, but that's my hope going forward. All right. Sticking in the MCU, we will move forward. And both of us just finished watching Moon Knight, I know. So I just want to ask you really quickly. I know you said you enjoyed it. So just give a quick overview for the season from your point of view.
I thought it was a blast. It was so much fun for me. I love ancient Egypt, so that really appealed to me to begin with. And I got vibes of Joker. I got vibes of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. National Treasure, that kind of like, we'll discover things. Let's try to figure this out here, all that jazz. It's fun. They got vibes of Indiana Jones and the Terror World. What's her name is being chased by the demons and everything. It's just cool. It was just, I dug the whole season, and I thought Isaac did a great job, and I'm pumped. I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to read some Moon Knight. Like, let me get some source material in my hands. Like, I don't know too much about this character. I mean, the most I knew about Moon Knight was from like a Spider-Man video game. He appeared for like a line or two. So not much is known about him from my end. So just this TV show, I'm like, okay, let me dig it. And I did. And now I'm like, oh man, I want more. So we'll see. I thought it was cool. I like his style. I like the vibe, the split personalities. It's kind of cool. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'll say this is the first time I really was like Wikipediaing a show, like a character, to find out more about him while I watched the show, because again, I'm with you, it's not a character I knew that much about. So I was trying to read into the background, and I'm gonna mention the things, guys, here. So if you haven't watched Moon Knight, pause it now or fast forward this part. But the three characters: Mark Spector, Jake Lockley, who appears at the end, who appears in the end credit scene, and of course Stephen Grant. And it was really interesting during this to see the dissociative identity disorder, how the director went about it and put that at the forefront. And then you still had obviously the superhero stuff, the action adventure stuff. It was very well done. The performances all were excellent. Ethan Hawke was great. Oscar Isaac was great.
So good.
I'm forgetting the female who played Lara. I believe that was her name.
She was forgetting. They were all great.
But they were all fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this character move forward in the MCU. But I will say this is the one show that really didn't talk much about other things going on in the universe. I thought
it was great. It was a breath of fresh air, personally, for me.
Yeah, so it was very contained, which was, you're right, it was a breath of fresh air. I didn't have to think at any point, like, well, where is this going to go?
You could watch this standalone. Like, you could watch this as a person who has no knowledge of the MCU at all and just soak it all in. That's what's great about it, is it's pretty standalone.
It is. And the other crazy thing to know about it is you get an end credit scene, which teases more at the end of the last episode, which teases more. But as of now, Oscar Isaac isn't committed past this season. He's not signed on to show up next year or for season 2.
All right. I mean, if they have to recast, they recast.
So, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing develops going forward. They're not going to recast. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Did you now, because you were unfamiliar with this character, now that you are, were you like, oh, maybe I'll pick up a graphic novel or two?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm
wondering, did that strike a chord with you? It did with me, so I'm just curious if it did with you.
Yeah, like when I finished, when I got through the last episode and I was sitting there and I'm like, this is the one character in the MCU. I've like, even Ant-Man, I knew a little about Ant-Man. And
yeah.
Like you knew, even though they weren't big names or big characters, I knew something about them. This was one I really didn't know.
You knew about the Eternals? I gotta admit, I know nothing about the Eternals.
I did, only because I saw it was like this little blurb years ago. I saw this little like article about the Eternals, and I forget what magazine I was reading. And that's the only reason I knew about them. I knew the characters, but I didn't know much more about the story. But to me, that's an easier leap to make for me, because the name kind of gives away what they are. So it was just easier for me. Like Moon Knight, it was just something I really didn't know much about.
Okay.
But I like Egyptian, Egyptology, I guess is the way to put it. That's how my friend John would say it. So he's very into it. So yeah, so I'm very into Egyptology and the gods. And it was very, very interesting to watch this show. May Calamawy is the name of the actors who played Layla. So I'm sorry.
Wow. I would not have gotten that right.
Yeah. So, so there, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed this show, and I understand that people have problems with it. I understand people who say it was hard to follow. I get it.
Really? I thought it was a blast.
There are parts of it that are hard to follow. I will say that. They're hard to connect the dots. But the good thing is the producers of Moon Knight are moving into now the Fantastic Four.
Which is great. You move into one thing, I like to another.
Right. So Grant Curtis and Nick Pepin, who worked with the producer on Moon Knight, have moved in, and they both signed on for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, which, again, if you haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, I'm going to put somebody in there. Pete knows this already, so I'm not spoiling it for him either. But John Krasinski, who many people have fan casted to play Reed Richards, actually shows up in it. He's actually plays him in Doctor Strange. So maybe we'll see him in the actual film. Who knows? They don't need to keep him in if they don't want to. They could go another direction. But yeah, this is happening. This Fantastic Four film is happening. So Pete, do you have any? I know you always say you're not good at fan casting. Do you have anybody you'd like to play any of these parts?
No, all I care about is I want the villain to be Mole Man.
Okay.
And I don't want it to be like
Doom.
Not that I don't want it to be Doom, but I don't want it to be like the world's at stake. I kind of want it to be simplified a little bit. That's why I want Mole Man. But all I want is I would like the villain to be Mole Man. Cast Danny DeVito as Mole Man.
Yeah. Wow. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting one. But yeah, I have no, like I said, if they bring, like I said, Krasinski, if they bring him back as Reed, that's fine. I was joking around and with our chat yesterday. I said I want Vanessa Hudgens to play Sue Storm, but
I don't know who she is.
Yes, you do. High School Musical. You don't know who she is?
No clue.
Okay, well, that's who Vanessa Hudgens is.
Oh,
That's the
I'll
only
Google her.
person. She was also in. God, what was that movie? Oh, I'm forgetting it. Oh, Bad Boys 3.
Seven Breaths to Hold.
No, she was in Bad Boys 3. She was one of the members of the team in Bad Boys 3.
Okay.
Yes, she was in it.
Okay.
So that may be somewhere if you saw her, you'd know she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I know some people were I know Nico was trying to fan cast the Thing, and he said he doesn't want Seth Rogen. I don't know. I probably wouldn't like that either, but whatever. It's gonna be cool just to get this movie though.
I want Seth Rogen to be the Thing now, just to drive me crazy.
Just to drive him crazy.
Yeah, I'd love it if Seth Rogen was the Thing, just to drive Nico nuts. Because once he's the Thing, who cares? He's just a voice actor.
That's true. That's a good point.
Let's be honest. Like, okay, so
you're right. It's like Vin Diesel's Groot.
Ben Grimm for like what, 15 minutes?
Yep. And like it's Vin Diesel's Groot, right? But all he says is "I am Groot."
Yeah, I mean, it's just his voice.
So it makes sense. But yeah, so we're getting that film going forward. Another film we're getting, which this one I'm hoping is very good. I'm kind of waiting to see. I'm not sure, but
you don't sound positive.
I don't know. We got Thor: Love and Thunder's coming out. That's another trailer that they released. The trailer didn't do much for me, to be honest.
I thought we talked about that last show.
We did. We definitely did. But I'm just saying, like, since we're bringing this up, I'm putting it out there. People forgot because it was a while ago that we recorded. But they talked to Taika Waititi about what Thor and Love and Thunder is about. He says it's a midlife crisis film. And this was his quote. He did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and this is what he said. Ragnarok felt like a big party. It was quite festive. This one is still fun. It's got moments of being over the top, but thematically, it's about something a bit deeper than the last film. It's not a serious film, and it's not a drama, but we do deal with ideas that I think a lot of humans deal with. Universal themes about love and loss and our place in the world. Everyone sort of asked this question in the film, what is your purpose? What is the reason that you're a hero? And why do you have these superpowers? So coming out of Ragnarok, which definitely had, it was heavy on comedy, but it also had serious points, obviously, especially the end credit scene, but Pete, what are you looking forward to in this film?
I hope he really lives up to these words, because I did not like Ragnarok. I did not like what they did with the Hulk. Right. I did not like what they did with Thor. I haven't liked what they've done with Thor since Ultron. Back to Ultron again. Like, I love Thor 1. I think Thor 1 is a fantastic superhero movie.
It is good.
Like, classic almost. Like, it feels very vintage.
Yep, I agree. I like it.
And I just don't like his characterization lately. I don't like this, like, jokey comedian Thor. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan, so...
Yeah, it's kind of antithetical, I can't speak, antithetical to the actual character in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. But I think in the context of the films and the story they were telling, it worked. I didn't particularly care for Ragnarok myself. I thought it had some very good parts. I loved Hela. I thought she was fantastic.
She was epic.
Yeah, but as on a whole, I didn't particularly love the movie for the same reasons you mentioned. It's a little too heavy on the comedy, and it really made Hulk out to be this kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Kind of film. So, but we're also getting, as you know, in this one, we're getting Jane Foster back. She plays Lady Thor, so we'll see how that goes going forward. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping
everything Thor has been such a disappointment for me since like the first movie, because I did not like Loki. I was one of the few people who did not like Loki.
Oh, he was the best.
Like the show was horrible.
Oh, the show.
Okay. The show was bad, I thought.
Okay.
I just thought it was boring. I think he's great. He's great in the role.
Yeah.
But I did not like Loki, and I didn't like the last two Thor movies.
I liked Loki. But it is a slow burn. I do agree with you. It's a very slow burn. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was good. I thought for what they tried to tell in the time period they were going to, and how they tried to explain the Time Variance Authority and stuff, I thought It was very well done. But again, not different strokes for different folks. So that's fine.
Go to hell, Eric. Die.
But one thing we both agreed that we did like was Scream. The Scream reboot, right? We both liked it. We both thought it was fantastic. And we're getting another one, right? So that's awesome. They announced it, I believe it was at CinemaCon, or did they announce it? I don't remember. Yeah, but they announced we're getting a new Scream. And all the cast that survived will be back, because obviously there were so. And another member is being added, of a former cast member who was in Scream 5, right? 4. Sorry, no, she's in Scream 4.
That's right, because this is just Scream.
Right.
That's right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hayden Panettiere will be returning to play. I thought it was Panettiere. Anyway.
Okay, I could be wrong.
Is returning to play Kirby Reed, who in Scream 4 was kind of like this weird character, and she wound up being one of the hero in the movie.
She wasn't weird. She was legit.
So, yeah.
I loved her. I'm a huge defender of Scream 4, so this is very big news.
I agree. I like Scream 4. I just like her, so I'm glad she's back. She's coming back for this. I'm a huge fan of hers, so I'm very, very happy to see that she's coming back. I jokingly put up the line from Heroes when they announced this on our page. I said, "Save the cheerleader, save the world," and of course, here she is. She's back. So this thing seems to be coming together, and I'm so happy that a new generation.
It's not too much too soon.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
I would have liked to have a little bit more of a breather in between, personally.
Well, Scream 1 and Scream 2 came out pretty quick.
They did, but everything else after that was pretty. It had gaps.
So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
But I'm just happy, like, another group of people are getting to grow with this franchise. It's kind of like we had the old characters in the last one, but this is kind of a reboot going forward, and it's going to be very cool. I wonder
if Nev's going to be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her name attached.
Right? Nev and Courtney got to be in it.
Yep. So I wonder what they're going to do. We'll see. It might be time to move forward, or just have them in a little bit of some kind of role. I don't know. But it might be time to move past them and focus on the younger cast. We'll see.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. I kind of wouldn't mind if they leaned off the Billy Loomis ghost things or hallucinations.
I don't think we're going to get that again. I would hope not anyway. I hope we're not.
It's kind of like my only real gripe with that movie, because I was like, I could have done without that.
Well, I liked
her being Billy's daughter was more than enough.
That was cool. But I agree with you. It was a little weird, but it worked for the movie for me because I enjoyed it, so it was fine.
Oh, the movie's great. Just that's the only issue I had with the thing.
All right, so we have a bit of sad news for people who don't want to upgrade their console and want to play the new Gotham Knights game.
Uh-oh.
They are not making a version for PS4 and Xbox One. So both of us, Pete, because we both have Xbox Ones, and we don't have the new Xbox Series X, I don't believe. Unless you got one for your birthday.
No, I did not.
Yeah, so we will have to upgrade if we want to play this game. That's just it.
That is the truth. Gonna have to buck up.
Yep. And
what is it, $500 now?
I believe so. I mean, it's about that much. And
I'm gonna walk out of Best Buy spending like $600 console, probably get a game or two, or a game, an extra controller.
Let's hope they put this as a bundle. That would be kind of fun.
You're still gonna walk out of spending like $500.
Yeah, I'm hoping they have what they had when I got my Xbox One, where I could return an Xbox. I think we talked about this on another show, but you could return the Xbox and you got like $200, $300 credit.
Interesting.
And then I was able to apply it to my new.
I still have my 360.
Purchase.
I still play my Superman Returns video game. Not selling my Xbox One.
Yeah. Well, that's another game we need. A new game, right? The new Superman game.
I need Superman Returns backwards compatible for Xbox One. That's what I need.
Why don't we just make a new Superman game?
Because they're not going to. Just make this game backwards compatible so I can play it.
Do a Superman Generations game, and you could play as Reeves Superman, Cavill Superman, and Tyler Hoechlin Superman, and George Reeves Superman. Let's do that.
Sure. And make sure George Reeves is in black and white.
Yes.
Yeah, like, sure. Like, do it. Yes. Okay. Get it made. Go. Go, Eric. Get the game made.
Ryan Haas. You heard that, right? Ryan Haas. You're the video game maker dude that we know. So.
Video game maker dude.
Video game developer. Sorry. My fault.
Video game maker, dude. You do stuff, right?
So it's late. It's almost 1 a.m. It's late. We're recording this.
Is it? It is.
Yeah.
All
right. So we're going to end with some Eric stuff. So I just kind of need your reaction from this.
Sure.
So, and this is actually a good topic to discuss because it might seep into other things that we like to watch. So as most people know, Star Wars has been famous for bringing back legacy characters and putting them in films. In Rogue One, we got the Peter Cushing's Grand Moff Tarkin in the completely CGI character. Same thing with Princess Leia. We got the New Hope Princess Leia in the white with the hair buns on her head. She came back completely CGI. Then last year, when they brought Luke Skywalker back at the end of The Mandalorian, Mark Hamill was there, but they kind of did this de-aging technology and voice changing thing, and they made him younger, and they had an actor actually do the physical parts, but he was there and they had him there. And then they redid that again in the Book of Boba Fett. So they were talking to Kathleen Kennedy. Also, sorry, I need one more thing. We also know that when Solo came out, Harrison Ford, obviously being close to 80 years old, they could not put him in the film as a younger character. So Alden Ehrenreich got to play Han Solo. And depending on what you believe, that might have impacted how the film was received. So Kathleen Kennedy now has gone forward and said that it's important that they move away from the Skywalker saga and they will stop recasting legacy characters because she doesn't think that people respond to them well. Now, Pete, you are not a big Star Wars fan, famously, but you do know Harrison Ford played Han Solo, and you also saw Solo, which you said you liked. So, being someone who's not in this universe, did that bother you? Did it?
No, once I just watched the movie, and it didn't. I didn't have issues with it at all. I thought the guy played a good Han Solo. I thought he did a good job.
Right.
To be honest, I'd have less interest in Star Wars without the Skywalkers.
Okay. I think that's fair. I thought that was a very bad take by her to say that, because if anything, what happened with Luke in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, it showed that there's still a story that people want to see in that time period that we haven't gotten much from. And to just completely say you're going to throw this out, she literally said we can't do something with Luke Skywalker that isn't Mark Hamill.
I thought your tweet about Sebastian Stan was pretty good. He looks like Mark Hamill. Right.
And that's been something that fans of Luke Skywalker have said, if they ever were going to do a story, let's cast him, because he does look like Mark Hamill. They're very, especially the younger Mark Hamill.
He doesn't have to look exactly like him. It's like Luke Skywalker's real.
Right. And again,
he's being portrayed by an actor. It's fine.
Right. And like you said, Alden Ehrenreich Han Solo, people might not have seen it for that, but it wasn't the reason why the movie didn't do well, in my opinion. I thought he was very good.
I thought the movie was awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy that more than most people. And I think, and it's weird, Pete, you're not a big Star Wars fan, but I think true Star Wars fans really enjoy Solo. So it's either here or there. But going forward,
I like it more than Rick Shue.
Yeah, well, Rick has weird. Yeah, Rick has weird Star Wars takes. Let's just put it that way.
Rick has weird takes to begin with. Rick's takes are all on an island. Rick and Joe.
Yeah. Oh well. So, but what do you think about that with other franchises?
But here's the thing: I've seen Batman recast how many times? And for me, it's like, okay, I've been through this. Spider-Man, how many different Spider-Man? It's fine. Whether it's continuity or not, it's not a big deal.
But just for the sake of argument, say they wanted to do a Batman 66 movie, something like that again. Obviously, Adam West has passed away. He can't be Batman. But do you think that people would be like, no, you can't do it. You can't bring these characters.
Yeah, of course. Someone's going to complain. Of course.
All right. Well,
someone's always going to complain. I'm down to give it a shot until I think it sucks. But, I'm down to give it an opportunity.
Yeah. So that was a story that I was kind of like, yeah, it's a little silly to me that she said that. I'm kind of upset that she said that. It's really making people think that, well, once these people Like, obviously, Carrie Fisher passed away, so we're not getting Princess Leia again. And I don't know. There's still a very rich story. There's very rich stories that can be told about them, especially in that time period from Return of the Jedi to The Force Awakens. Like that period, there's so much stuff in there that people I think would want to know.
There's so much Eric stuff out there, guys. There's so much Eric stuff.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm really geeking out on this topic, so I'm sorry. But
Eric's like, oh man, flashlights, robes, and green puppets. I'm so there.
I am. I'm always there. Nothing gets my attention like a green puppet.
Yeah. It could be Gumby or Yoda. Green puppets just drive Eric wild.
I'm so in. Or yeah.
It's like, what is the champion of Long Island's weakness? Green puppets.
Oh man. All right. So this will be our last topic. We'll close on this one because we just got a great movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, directed by John Watts. And then we heard that he was exiting Fantastic Four, and people were like, well, why is he exiting Fantastic Four? What's going on? And Star Wars seems to have won the day because he is going to be doing a coming-of-age Star Wars Disney Plus series.
What do you think? What is on your mind?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's definitely not doing Fantastic Four for this. So to me, it's kind of like he must have a really great, fantastic idea to walk away from a property like that that's dying to be rebooted and told well.
Maybe he just doesn't want. I think he's kind of done with the MCU. Actually,
that's possible.
I think, but it's weird. He's like, I don't want to play in this playground. I'm gonna go play with Star Wars. But maybe he has a passion project that he wants to do. Maybe he has an idea.
Right.
So.
I mean, he did say in his statement that he's hopeful he'll work in the MCU again. I mean, that could have just been saving face. I don't know what happened, but
that sounds like Hollywood PR talk.
Yes. So the series code name for this Star Wars is Grammar Rodeo.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. That's famously an episode of The Simpsons. Let's go Grammar Rodeo, but that's the code name for the secret Star Wars project. So it's going to take place closely after the events of Return of the Jedi, which maybe that Luke Skywalker stuff was kind of. She was kind of.
I can't say that I'll watch it. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe, possibly.
Well, I hope you watch Obi-Wan. That's what I hope.
Who?
But that looks fantastic. So we'll see.
Kenobi?
It starts next Friday, which I'm really, really looking forward to.
Friday. What am I doing next Friday? I've been meaning to rewatch Batwoman again. Could be doing that.
Oh, Batwoman.
My girl, Ms. Leslie.
Only season 3, though, right? Just season 3.
It's the only one you need.
Didn't she come in season 2? Isn't her backstory important to what happens?
No, really, no. That's the glory of season 3.
I did watch the first 2 episodes of season 2, and I did think it was better. She was better than Ruby Rose. It didn't take much, but she was better.
Fantastic.
Big fan. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anytime I can talk Star Wars, I'm going to talk Star Wars. Anyway,
Star Wars.
Yes. All right. So let's put a ball in this one, Pete. Again, tell everyone where they can find you, see you, talk to you, whatever. Sure.
You can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Vero, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number 1, the podcast you're listening to right now, at straight_O_G on both Twitter and Instagram. Just consider joining our Facebook group and following our Facebook fan page. A lot of great things going down there. Everything that gets discussed on the show gets posted in those groups and on our Twitter pages, so please check that out. Follow podcast number 2, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast, the podcast that I side co-host with 2 wonderful, wonderful individuals from the wonderful Windy City of Chicago, Nicholas and Nico Crusoe. Just 3 wops talking Spider-Man, just good times. We haven't done a show actually in 2 months, so we're behind. I'm behind all my podcast schedules, but those guys are great. We have a good time. We've got like 6 episodes in the can. We're talking about movies and stuff. So check it out. At Team Yellow Oval, check that out. Check me out on BatmanOnFilm.com and Batman on Film YouTube. I got toy reviews, I got comic book reviews, I got interviews. I got everything you need and everything you want and everything you don't even know you have yet. So check all that stuff out there. And that's not as good as jelly in my belly or whatever it was. But that's all. That's what came out. So, yeah, like Eric said, it's 1 a.m. It's late. We're on the East Coast, like straight into Gotham after dark.
Yeah, if you can't tell,
nobody's wearing pants. Presented by Manscaped.
Pete's voice has gotten deeper and deeper as the hour has gone on.
If you would like to extend this call by 3 minutes, insert $4.99 quarters only. What? What is this?
Yeah. So as you guys know, you can follow me on Twitter at Finally33, spell Finale33. As Pete mentioned, hit us up on Facebook. We're there. Instagram, we're there. I think still, right? We're still on Instagram.
I actually thought about deleting the Instagram account because, I think it's pointless. I might actually do it. So.
Also, check out my brand new New York Knicks podcast called All Nicked Up. You can find that anywhere. You can also find podcasts. It's about the New York Knicks. The first episode is in the can. It was about last season. We'll be recording the next episode next week. It's going to be a draft primer. The Knicks got the 11th pick in the draft, so we're going to be talking about the players that will be available at that time and which direction we think they're going to go. So if you guys are into basketball, especially if you're into the New York Knicks, you can definitely give it a listen and throw me some support. If you're into
pain and misery.
Seriously, that's really what it's about. If you're into pain and misery, you can go check us out. Check me out there with my 3 other guys, John, Craig, and Ty. All good guys, all guys just suffering year after year. Being a fan of the New York Knicks. Check out my recent review of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on Batman on Film. It was just posted up, I believe, last week. So go check it out over there.
Wonderful. Eric's back in the game.
And argue with me, please.
Please argue with him. He loves to argue.
Because I do love arguing. I love discussions.
Somebody put him in his place. Somebody, please.
But they do turn into arguments. And yeah, just check it out. I have other content up there as well.
Just remember, Eric didn't want the Batman.
Titans, and no, that's not true.
Eric hates female superheroes.
Pete, go ahead. You have any more you want to tell him? That's not true. We've reached the lying part of the episode. We've reached the fabrication section.
Eric hates female superheroes, but is the biggest defender of Captain Marvel. It's so strange.
I know, right? Look at me.
You're such a weird guy.
How could I? Oh.
You're such a whack job.
It's true. I don't like fresh tomatoes, but I like salsa ketchup tomato products.
So strange.
So strange. I know. I can't.
I love V8. I don't like tomatoes.
I don't like V8 either.
And you don't like Uxas. You're a loser. You're a loser.
Uxas?
You don't like Uxas.
No, I prefer Galactus.
Uxas!
Uxasian logic is not my thing.
Did you see Reno post that cover on the Facebook group?
I did.
I was like, I'm going to track this book down. This is everything I've ever wanted in life. Uxas and Galactus?
He also sent you the Daredevil birthday greeting. I'm Daredevil. Dark side. Sorry.
Oh, that was good. Everyone knows I love my boy Uxas.
Oh, before we close, Daredevil's coming back. That's it. The TV show. I just want to put that out there.
I was going to save it for next week. We'll talk about it next week. Here you go. Let's celebrate.
Yeah, we'll talk about the details next week, but Daredevil's coming back. We just got that news today. All right, so that's it. So I think we're going to close. You ready to close?
For Pete, I'm Eric.
Oh, do it. You could do it this time.
I have no idea to do it.
All right, so for Peter Vera, I'm Eric Holzman. You are listening to Straight Outta Gotham, and we will see you next time.
Booyah!